It took only 37 seconds to destroy the dream of flight. When it was built in 1936, the Hindenburg wasn't just an airship. It was the largest flying object ever created, longer than 3 modern jumbo jets, and just a few meters shorter than the Titanic. Germany called it the Flying Hotel. Inside, passengers dined on silver platters, listened to a grand piano, and watched the Atlantic Ocean from above. A ticket cost $400, the equivalent of over $8,000 today. 4 massive diesel engines pushed this beast at 135 kilometers per hour. But the real reason this floating palace could fly was hidden deep within its belly. 16 gigantic cotton gas cells holding 200,000 cubic meters of lifting gas. The original plan was to use helium, a safe, non-flammable gas. But the United States held a monopoly on the world's helium supply, and they refused to sell it to Nazi Germany. The Hindenburg had to rely on Plan B. Plan B was hydrogen, the lightest element in the universe, but also one of the most explosive. The ship was pumped full of this highly volatile gas. A single stray spark was all it would take to turn the floating hotel into an inferno. The irony: passengers were allowed to smoke while riding this massive bomb. Matches were strictly forbidden. A guard lit cigarettes using a single electric lighter. There was a special, asbestos-lined room, sealed by heavy airlock doors. But the real danger wasn't coming from cigarettes. It was chemistry. The outer skin of the ship was painted with a reflective dope to deflect the sun's heat. The chemical composition of that paint was terrifyingly close to rocket fuel. On May 3rd, 1937, 97 souls boarded flight number 63. They thought they were embarking on a luxurious 3-day voyage to America. The giant ship gracefully detached from the Earth in Frankfurt, Germany. They had no idea they were flying straight into a storm that would alter history. For 3 days, the journey over the ocean was incredibly smooth. Passengers drank cocktails and watched the icebergs drift quietly below. Up in the control car, Captain Max Pruss was focused on the schedule. On the morning of May 6th, the magnificent ship flew over Manhattan. Thousands of New Yorkers poured into the streets to marvel at the engineering miracle. The ship then banked south towards Lakehurst, New Jersey, preparing to land. But the weather had turned violently against them. Heavy rain, thunderstorms, and crosswinds forced the captain to delay the landing. The Hindenburg circled the coastline for hours, waiting for the skies to clear. Finally, at 5 p.m., a radio message came through. Conditions improving. Recommend landing. The crew dropped tons of water ballast to level the ship for the descent. Down below, hundreds of ground crewmen waited in the mud to catch the ropes. At 7:21 p.m., the massive mooring lines were dropped. They were inches from safety. But to make a sharp turn, the captain had ordered a sudden, stressful maneuver. Deep inside the tail, a bracing wire snapped. The broken wire slashed open one of the hydrogen gas cells. Invisible, highly flammable hydrogen began filling the upper tail section. At 7:25 p.m., a witness on the ground noticed a faint, strange blue glow near the tail fin. The wet ropes had grounded the ship. The static electricity from the storm found its spark. And then, the sky tore open. The fire didn't just burn. It roared like a dragon, consuming the rocket fuel, paint, and the hydrogen instantly. Passengers had only seconds to react as the tail plummeted toward the earth. People broke through the windows, jumping from stories high to escape the melting inferno. Ground crews ran for their lives as the massive burning skeleton crashed onto the airfield. Herbert Morrison, a radio reporter, watched in horror, screaming into his microphone. "Oh, the humanity!" His famous words echoed across the world. In just 37 seconds, the majestic flying hotel was reduced to twisted ash and glowing metal. Miraculously, out of the 97 people on board, 62 survived. But 35 passengers and crew, plus one worker on the ground, lost their lives. The disaster was caught on film and broadcast in movie theaters globally. It was the first time the public had ever witnessed a technological disaster so vividly. The psychological impact was immediate. Nobody wanted to fly in a hydrogen bomb again. A single snapped wire and a spark of static electricity didn't just destroy a ship. It destroyed an entire industry. The era of the passenger airship was over forever.